I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Welcome, AfterBuzzers. We are back. You're watching Season 2, Episode 2, Altered Carbon, Payment Deferred. I'm your host, Shaka Smith, joined by my lovely co-host, our sci-fi savant, Kari.
What's up?
And our realist AfterBuzzer reviewer, Nate.
What's up, guys?
I love that moniker, our realist AfterBuzzer reviewer. We'll see how it all plays out in this episode. But today, guys, we're going to go over our Wolfpack, our Is It Her moment, Bromance on the Rocks, and our Badass of the Week segment where we pick a Badass of the Week to face off with Kovacs. But before we get into all that, guys, what were your general thoughts of Episode 2? You know, let's start with our realist reviewer.
Yes.
What did you think about this one?
Let's start with me.
I think I have an idea.
Let's start with me. The fight scenes were better than last episode.
Definitely, I noticed that.
But I just have a lot of questions, and I don't know. I wasn't crazy about this episode.
Well, it's only episode 2, so they can't answer everything right now.
Jeez.
But fair? No, fair. I thought it was pretty cool. I like that we see Quellcrest coming back in and like, but what does that mean?
Yeah.
And or see her in this light. And I also like the action too. And we got a little more of that magnetic, essentially gun recoil.
Yeah.
I'm like, the thing when it pulls back. That was cool.
Yeah, I loved it because I'm so tired of Quellcrest like being real but not real, like there but not there. So it was nice. Here she is, and it seems like it's her. So I'm excited about it. That's what got me excited about episode 2. But let's get into it. We got the Wolfpack. So Carrera and the Protectorate are, a lot bigger presence in episode 2, and we see them kind of facing off with Danica Harlan. What do you think about Carrera's now mission to stay on Harlan's world?
He's just looking for a fight. No, I like the introduction too of that they are like gene spliced, and that's a little bit of a different direction that I didn't know the show was gonna go. That you're like, oh wait, what else could this mean?
Yeah.
And yes, big difference between wolf and dog, but it might be an interesting adversary for Kovacs later.
Yeah.
The Colonel seems like a cool character, tough guy. I'm really curious more about this relationship between Harlan's World and the Protectorate, and like they haven't really explained so much of why they're at odds, even though they seem to be on the same side. So I'm curious to get more into that. The Wolfpack thing, I don't know. That came from super left field for me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold my reservations till we get kind of more from it, but I'm just not sure why or if it's even necessary. I mean, the only thing that we really see that's any canine lupus involved is like that idea of like a wolfpack mentality. But if you're building a genetic sleeve, can't you just do that without splicing in wolf genetics?
You would think so, but maybe the wolf genetics is what enables them to keep him not able to hurt the alpha. I don't know if that's part of...
It could be.
Yeah. I thought that was an interesting twist.
It just seems kind of odd. We'll see what happens.
But is anyone not bothered by Conrad's renouncer rights? He's taken some renouncer rights. He can't be reached. Why is no one looking for Conrad as if maybe someone's killed him and this is all fake? Did that occur to you guys? Because I kept thinking, wait, Conrad's mysteriously disappeared and they've revealed that no one can reach him. Why is no one thinking maybe there's foul play?
Because then the show wouldn't have 8 episodes.
Well, they've had the people who renounce like essentially having an eternal life. So maybe they go, well, he made that decision, but they don't like that he made that. So,
but it seems like the daughter can't reach him, and
no,
that
as
one
in he's like dead. Like he chose.
And that's not what I got from that.
Oh, okay.
No.
I think he just stepped away from leading Harlan.
And he said something where I'm going to be.
Yeah.
I'm not going to contact anybody, but it looks like they didn't realize even the daughter can't reach him because the guy's trying to implore the daughter to reach him. She's like, I've tried, but I can't get him on the Oni or whatever. You know.
It would be like, why would he do that and just be like, bye, peace out,
and
to
no one
everyone.
can reach him. So I was like, is no one somewhat questioning this? But yeah, I love the idea of the wolf pack. And what do you guys think about the fact that he cannot hurt the alpha? How is it possible? Like, where are we going to go from here?
Can't shoot him.
Well, yeah, can't shoot him.
We haven't seen them fist fight yet, so he could maybe fight him, possibly, but hard to say.
Yeah. So, do you like this twist, or you seem bothered by it, or think it's unnecessary?
I'm not bothered. I don't know. It just kind of threw me off. Not even the whole "you can't hurt me" thing, because I saw that coming, but just the whole character of like, trying to one up each other on badassness. Like Kovacs is the most badass there is, but wait, now there's this guy and he's got a whole team of wolf guys because he's. Or I'm sorry, right? Pack up.
Yeah.
Squad.
Well, alphas don't always stay alphas, so we'll see.
Yeah. So
it's interesting to have this character be the like lead special forces tech badass guy, but then also be somewhat involved in some conspiracy that's going on to try to like take over the planet for the Protectorate and stuff, and be speaking to all these officials. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I like the actor. I like the character. You know.
I like the direction they're going with the idea of the wolf pack, but then I didn't like the, so then it means you're my bitch. I'm like, so you mean he's a female dog?
Yeah.
If you're going more serious with your like metaphors, that's what that means. So
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's sort of.
But
They keep
right.
saying wedge tech too, like we're supposed to know what that means.
Yeah, I was like,
so
wait, is
I'm
this
hoping we'll get
another
more of an
group?
explanation
Yeah.
at some point.
Yeah, a little bit more information, but we also see the bromance on the rocks between Poe
it
and
makes me so
Kovacs,
sad.
which kind of it's coming from nowhere to me because I thought Kovacs just seems really unfeeling about the whole matter of him losing his entire identity, and I thought that was sort of to him it's a real death for Poe, and Kovacs seems very insensitive to that. Did that catch you guys by
Seems
surprise?
insensitive.
Or not sensitive at all. He doesn't seem to care at all.
I mean, he seemed not sensitive about people throughout the entirety we've seen the character. So, with the exception of Kelcrest and then the girl that he had the hots for, it seems like part of being an envoy, and I mean even what you can expect from most people who are special forces super soldiers is you detach yourself from that emotion. Yeah. So I was surprised to even see him get upset about it.
Finally, he got something at the end.
It was, I don't know. It just felt really forced to me.
But even on a just purely logical viewpoint, he could understand that Poe has the reservations about doing this backup. But then he should talk to him that way. Be like, I understand this is important. What are some things we can do to help you before this happens? Instead of just like, well, do it. Yeah. And like he gets almost a temper tantrum. Like, okay, calm down. Yeah. This argument is clearly not working.
In a way that I wouldn't expect given the way these characters' relationships have developed.
I don't know. I feel they've had a connection for quite some time. It's an artificial connection, technically. But it makes sense that they kind of work together well. I kind of would want Poe to have a thing where we were talking about make a video or write it down for yourself later. Yeah. Be like, by the way, like 50 First Dates or something. Here's the information you need to know for later. And then just do the backup.
Yeah, but I love that. I love that this far into the future, the Post-it note still reigns supreme.
Wait, does it call them Post-it notes? They're sticky notes.
Yeah, they're sticky notes.
That's right.
They've lost the trademark by then. Yeah, the trademark's gone.
Poe. To him, Poe is a tool.
Yeah.
And I can see why you guys see this bromance and friendship. I don't view it that way. I don't think Takeshi views it that way. I think he's a useful AI, which most people don't have or have access to anymore. And for the last 30 some odd years or whatever, they've been off looking for Kel. He's been dealing with him being broken and forgetting about things. And he's like, look, if you're going to be here to help me, you have to actually be able to help me. And I can't count on you for anything. Yeah. And I've told you several times to do this restart, and you haven't done it. So he's getting frustrated.
I just would have thought, you know what, if I'm nice to him, maybe he'll just restart on his own. Like, if I'm just, like, pretending to understand. At the very least, like, you should be
an AI.
Pretending to understand.
It's not a person. It's not a person. It's not real.
But
he's enough real.
But I think that's the question is he real? Because he's got memories.
He has experiences.
And he knows that he will no longer...
That doesn't make you real.
But the fact that he knows he will no longer be himself if he reboots, I think that makes him real. The fact that he knows the fundamental of what constitutes him will no longer be the same.
And he doesn't want to let go of
that.
And
he doesn't want to let go of it. I think so, too.
We can agree to disagree.
Oh, he's still about not having it.
It's all right. We talked Westworld, too, so...
Right.
What makes it real?
But that's also what I mean is, like... There's many things to the realization of self and actuality, and even with those in place, I don't think that just because you are aware that you could lose memory of something, like a computer now can be aware that when it reboots, it'll tell you like, oh, if you don't save this before I restart, you're gonna lose it. Like, does that make the computer alive?
But it doesn't say, wait a minute, I might lose myself. Should you think about doing this? And then that would be like, wait, then that would cause me some...
go, oh, hold on.
Maybe.
Well, wait, another thing you had brought up earlier was how we're in the future in technology and nobody has security protection?
Don't get me started. hack
it's
Hack the
important.
police database.
Okay, just do
Here's
it.
all the protected police information. Like,
It does seem a little too easy.
Well, I thought that's why the AIs were too dangerous. Is because they could have that
Maybe.
ability, and that's why.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that's why I thought they were too dangerous. And
They didn't. I have to go back. They give
Come
a
on,
little
they
bit of
hang
explanation
out, they
in the
play
first
poker
season.
together.
yeah,
That was a bunch of like rogue AIs that like
I
were the
know.
few surviving
Still.
ones. Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to watch that again because they did talk something about AI war and something
Yeah,
that
that's-
happened. But even then, like you can cast consciousness to a whole nother manufactured body that has canine genetics, but you don't have Norton antivirus to
but
keep the hacks
the
out.
AI continues to learn, right? So
True.
I think it makes sense.
All right.
Yeah.
In just the literal blink twitch of an eye. It's
Yeah,
got all the
it's
information.
that quick. It's
And
the
that's
future.
why Poe is that good.
Exactly.
It's almost as bad as, yeah, I just took out the top 5 bounties in 35 minutes just so I could get to you.
we don't know it's 35 minutes.
God.
Well,
The afternoon.
Speaking of that kind of brings us to our search for Kel. Is it her? But it begins with this search. He's got to find Trepp, and he wants some answers, and Trepp's got him. So from
Well,
the
he
beginning,
thinks.
Well, he thinks.
Yeah.
But from the beginning, I guess that doesn't sit well with you. That Kovacs is able to lean on her because he's got this bounty.
Look, Trepp is a really cool character. The
Yeah.
coil thing was cool. The fight scene in there was actually pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, again, more like, oh, I'm so badass. Look at how badass I am. I just did all this badass stuff. And it's like,
Would have
all
been
right,
better if
fine,
like
but-
he only had killed maybe 3 of the 5. Because process of elimination, like let's say he doesn't
Yeah.
have to get all 5 of them.
before he finds you.
Like,
yeah.
what are your odds that maybe by the 3rd one?
But why is he killing them at all? If he
Well,
doesn't want the bounty,
no,
he
because
just
he
has to
wants
go
the
to see
bargaining
if
chip with
they're
her.
there.
The bargaining chip, because then because then he knows she won't come
may
for them
as
if they're
well.
not there.
Yeah.
And then he's got the bargaining chip, not giving the
Because
info.
then she'll go for him later. So
Yeah.
All right, you're right.
Explain. I'm defending this writing. I like this. I like this. I like the way the
think it's
story's
fun.
unfolding. So we have the moment now where he's got to go meet with Durov and Okada. I love that they're still doing drugs. But
Eye
different
drop
times.
drugs.
Yeah, eye drops. There we go. We
Meth's
also have-
gonna meth, you know.
we
Yep.
also have the memory drug where they strip I'm still confused about the science of it, but they strip the stack of the memory.
yeah.
Is a stack? Can I still use that stack as a person just alive with no memories anymore? Or
I think that's what I was getting for the conversation when Kovacs goes up to the window and it's like, well, what about them? It's like, well, what if someone comes for them? But it doesn't matter. Nobody's coming. But the thing is, all memories or just a segment of memory?
Yeah,
Because
they're
what if it
picking
was
and
a time that
choosing.
you don't want to remember? So then it would be like, all right, cool, thanks.
yeah, I appreciate it.
And it just seems, we didn't really get into it, but it felt like maybe a super realistic VR experience because you put the
well, but you feel
little
the,
piece
yeah.
on the back of your neck. Well, maybe a little combination of Ready Player One of like, you know, you're feeling it in your suit.
Yeah, because I think the one guy said,
Yeah.
"Oh, I never felt fear that way," and I forgot what it was to feel fear. So those are some of the experiences, I guess, in the future that you
Yeah.
might want because if you can live forever, maybe you haven't been
Yay.
fearful in a while, and it's
Oh,
like
yeah, for
rush.
sure.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool. Do you like that sequence?
Yeah, interesting premise. I think it probably could have been executed better.
Yeah.
I also am not sure about the science. It feels very hand wavy, but I also am not going to look too deep into that because it feels very hand wavy.
Yeah, but I want more experiences of this memory drug. I thought it was very cool.
I'm curious to see if it's going to come back.
It's
but
got
Yeah,
to.
can you
I
use it for
don't
getting information?
think
Like someone
so.
dies and you're
Well-
like, here, let me borrow your memories to see what you saw, kind of a thing.
But if to do that, I have to strip them away, I guess, from your stack.
Well, if someone
yeah.
died.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we don't know how it works, but
Yeah, I think we got to see more of it. I think there's so much they can
I
do
hope
with
there's
it.
more.
So yeah, but of course this leads to our reveal. You know, Calcrest comes in there and she's killing. I didn't.
Everybody.
I didn't expect it to be her. I thought it was gonna be the wolf pack. But
I thought it was going to be them too.
'cause
Because
they-
it's like, oh, we found him.
yeah. So I guess they're on their way
They're not
too.
that good. They're not that fast.
yeah, I don't know. I'd be very surprised if they went in there and just started shooting.
Yeah.
That's true.
But she's got an upgraded sleeve, right? Can we agree on that? She's got to.
Something's different about it. And then we were saying how it can't be her body from before because age, it's been time and she still looks the same.
Yeah. What do you think? We had this debate. Like what?
Yeah, I mean, they just set up all this thing about how his sleeve is wedge tech and it's illegal protectorate stuff with canine genetics, and she's holding her own perfectly fine with him. And we also got told that reproducing her sleeve is illegal. So we're assuming that's done in some kind of underground place. So I'm just surprised to see what is presumably some illegal underground sleeve hold their own with.
I was gonna say, but wait, she was that good before too. So maybe.
But they have. We can safely assume they have the same skill set as Envoys.
Yeah.
Okay. But he's in a better.
If he has a genetically enhanced suit with don't forget the canine lupus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means she's got to have a genetically enhanced suit too.
I bet she does.
Yeah, it's got to be.
There's more to
I mean, she caught that knife and she was like,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, come on.
Okay, but then why?
I just want them to explain it.
Why
more,
did she, like in the end she's like, oh, Talk, that's you? But then why didn't she kill him earlier when she was killing Horace Axley? And why did she say I'm not here for you if she didn't know that was him?
I think there's
her
something
She was just
going
feeling nice?
on.
Maybe her body
No.
knew. Remember we talked about the memories
Like
that are in the
muscle memory?
body, but are yeah.
I think there's something else going on that she's not all her the whole time. Like she
I kind of got that feeling too.
Yeah, because it
from
was
the
one of
end,
those like almost a memory fade, memory come back kind of thing of like, wait, hold on, I recognize you now, or something like that. Because it felt
I thought
like a pause and then it clicked.
Well, because he's in a different sleeve. That's what I thought that was.
Yes, but I also felt like when he saw her fighting that way and killing people, that he goes, that's not her. I think her behavior dictates that something's not right with her. Like either it's with the sleeve, it's with the stack, something's off, that she's behaving differently than she would have if she's 100% her.
Missed that one, but
Yeah, it did. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but it did seem like there was kind of a shift in the end. So I'm curious to see. I mean, obviously there's going to be some more explanation, but.
Or something's messed with her memories, so then who she is has been altered, but then maybe some of those memories can't be messed up, so then she's still her a little bit.
And do we even know, and like, what is she doing as she's killing these people? Is that from her sleeve, or is she administering some drug?
Good question, because it's just her hand on their head.
It seems like it's, I mean, I don't know if she's got a drug
Right,
in there,
is there
or if
something
it's like somehow she's
from her
able
skin?
to secrete something that's
Maybe
killing
that's
them.
part of her modification.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she keeps saying like, "Can you hear them?" or something.
The screams.
So, like,
I'm wondering if maybe it's tied into the memory thing. If she's like maybe overloading their stacks with dead memories,
and somehow
or
it's
something
also
like
getting
that.
all the
And it
GHS
just looks like a
backups.
weird virus on their skin.
Yeah, she's using the all those discarded people and bodies and stuff as a way to like strike back at them or something, because that would make sense tonally. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
It
This
could
is
be.
You might
giving
have
so
figured-
many
might have-
questions.
might have
I
figured
just
it all
don't.
out.
Again,
It's only
like,
we're still early on in the season.
and that's
so.
what I was gonna say is I understand it's only 2 episodes.
Yeah.
We're still got a lot to go. But like we had this whole season last time talking about meths and they live forever and this whole society and stuff. And now they're just like, oh, by the way, they can't live forever because there's this thing that instantly kills all your backups because everybody just stores their backups in the same place in the year 3500.
Well, not necessarily
I'd
same
say
place, linked the same.
The backups all have to be
I'm
linked
sure
to some degree.
there's
still-
an explanation for everything.
No, but still,
It's just
going
like,
off that
come
though, nobody
on.
has it like safely tucked away in a little box like at their house or something. Yeah.
I'm a meth, right? Live
Yeah.
forever, got all these backup bodies, backup sleeves.
Wait, they have to be
I'm
connected
like,
because otherwise
what?
they don't get all the updates
What?
on the data and information in their memories.
But
But they don't get the way it was explained to us last season is that there's at a certain time the stack is cast with all the memories and everything up
To some satellite.
to like a
But
satellite.
there's like a
Cloud.
redundancy in the satellite, so it's like always somehow like updating and casting it back
but it's-
somewhere else and coming back.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not a constant connection. It's only at a certain
Okay.
time. That's
Yeah.
why when he was killed, it was in between the windows. So when he came back, he didn't know what happened because his body hadn't updated within the cast time.
So then you could have
If
a
you take the
backup
satellite-
I'm just
locked
saying, if
away
I'm a meth
somewhere.
and I'm paying for all this stuff, and then someone's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, there's this new thing out where they're just killing all your backups and everything," I want my money back.
Well,
That's all I'm saying.
But I also hear
I'd
this-
hide away a backup.
But it's just like now where you buy a computer and everything's perfect, and there's a virus and you like hope not to get the virus so you don't open the email.
Yeah.
So it's like a small problem, but hopefully it won't become a big problem.
It's
Well,
not your problem, it's their problem.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
definitely going to be a problem because, as we discovered, they're trying to cover this up that he is real dead,
Oh,
which
yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
only a certain amount of people know.
But it's sort of like coronavirus, right? It's
Yeah.
sort of like it's to cover up a little bit so people don't get scared, and then hopefully won't move to the next planet and the next planet and the next planet.
Yeah.
So some very interesting parallels here with the real world. But let us go on to our special segment, which is called Badass of the Week. That's where we pick a badass, whether it's in the show or out of the show, to face off with Kovacs that we think could hold their own against Kovacs. And now I guess the ante is up because we have this special DNA. So we know we know he's got some pack DNA. Who's your badass of the week?
Well, I'll go because I didn't get to do it last time. But this one, in case, I was like, I don't know if anybody's watched the show, but from Violet Evergarden. It's an anime. Her name is Violet, and last name's Evergarden. I suggest her because she is essentially a child who's been raised purely for the military forces, has super abilities, even though I think she's still just human. And then also in her adult life, her arms are like essentially bionic arms and can fight and kill anybody. Oh. Pretty much she fights like Kelquest. Oh. Like how she fights would be the same kind of idea.
But with bionic arms.
Yeah.
Oh, that might actually be a formidable
And she has
challenge.
no real emotions, so like fear and sympathy aren't there. So she would not hesitate the way Kovacs was hesitating to shoot Quellquest. So I was like, oh my gosh, just shoot in the leg or something.
I'm gonna shoot you.
Pause.
Here
pause,
I come.
Pause.
I'm here. Here come the bullets.
Yeah.
But we can understand that. He's been in
Yeah.
love all these years.
Yeah.
Hunter'd be one thing he's cared
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hesitate.
But-
you hesitate. How about you?
Well, obviously, I would leave that in comments because I feel if you haven't watched it, that's anyway.
I'm gonna go with the OG ultimate badass, which is James Logan Howlett, also known as Wolverine.
Good choice.
Unkillable machine.
Wolverine
Also
cares too
enhanced?
much. Wolverine cares too much. Cares too much.
Wait,
Wolverine
enhanced
doesn't
version
care.
or before then?
Well,
Which,
obviously,
I mean,
enhanced.
it doesn't. Even with the bone claws, he kills Kovacs.
What?
Like no problem.
Get out of here.
Bub.
Well, I gotta completely disagree on that. I love Wolverine.
You're crazy.
Kovacs gets Wolverine.
Kovacs doesn't have accelerated healing factor.
It does help.
Wolverine had the metal stripped from his bones out of his body, and then was like,
And
"All
didn't
right,
die.
I'm good."
I don't know.
With adamantium, it's not even a fight. With bone claws, it'd be a really
But
bloody
Kovacs
fight.
can just keep coming back if he loses the first fight.
yeah. one claw through the stack, and that's
It's a
game
wrap.
over.
True. But for me, I would go with Dracula. Dracula on Netflix's Dracula. He lives forever. He is.
Did you finish it yet?
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, it was amazing in a weird way, but it's amazing. He lives forever. He super powerful, and he also cares for nothing. Well, for the most part. And so I think he would be a formidable Kovacs enemy. And in fact, he probably just drained Kovacs of his life force. So
Yeah, I think that would be kind of unfair, yeah. I think if Kovacs went in knowing what he was going up against,
then yeah.
maybe, but just randomly on the street,
No.
he could just mesmer him, and then
It's a
and
wrap.
then they'd
Possible.
be dating.
Have you guys finished Dracula?
I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah.
Or you didn't like it?
What do you mean? No, I liked it. I love the first two episodes. The last episode, I'm just not crazy about.
Oh,
Well,
well,
I suggest you guys watch Violet Evergarden. It's a good one.
well, fortunately, we have a different
on my
arc.
list.
We have a different arc in
A
Alternate
different kind
Carbon,
of show.
so-
Yeah.
So let us talk about our predictions for the rest of the season, our next episode.
AfterBuzz TV predictions.
Poe's gonna do his backup. And he's gonna lose some
His reboot.
information. His reboot, and he's gonna lose some of that information. And Kovacs will have a sprinkle of. Oops, I feel bad about that, but moves on.
A sprinkle of.
Just a smidgen.
Yeah, just a pinch. And then I think Quellcrest, is her, but something has corrupted who she is, that she's not her 100%.
Okay. What do you got, Nate?
I don't know. I think obviously Harlan Jr. is involved in some way. I think in Horse and Axel's death. I also think that maybe she's in league with Kelcrest or something. Whatever's going on with the killing meths is like she's involved as well. Because it does seem kind of odd. Like, I get the whole you want peace for your planet thing, but she does seem very sympathetic to the Calcrastians, I forget what they called them. So it should be interesting to see her actually like clash with the Protectorate and how far the Colonel is like actually going to take this.
And with how much we're seeing her, there's definitely a lot more going
Right.
on.
I'm curious also about the guy who is like her dad's best friend, who's like hologram kept kind of glitching and stuff. Yeah, that was really interesting. There seems to be a lot more, you know, political stuff, just like last season about like human rights issues and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see how those kind of open up, like them just kind of glossing over the junkyard full of stacks. Like, that was really morbid if you really think about it.
And there's no organization to it. Like, literally, would you have to like?
Yeah, I mean, people were looking for their families too amongst the soul.
But that pissed me off because like, I'm gonna look at the picture and then be like, oh yeah, it's this stack right here.
Well,
like,
maybe someone's got a lead. You gotta try.
Right, but they could look like anybody, right?
True, photo doesn't really help.
Yeah.
This was their last one.
Well, I mean,
should be like they should be holding up a sign of like serial numbers.
Well, I'm assuming these were recent stacky, like recent.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it was like
something.
This was
that was the
first.
last body
I
they
know,
were in.
but I'm just saying they're not gonna like the body's not just gonna be like, oh yeah, that's him.
But somebody might. I recalled. You know,
oh yeah, I dumped that stack over there.
Maybe they come with a certificate of authenticity with a picture. Who knows?
That is
I don't know.
glossed over
I'm just saying.
one.
I'd be like, yo, serial numbers. These are my family.
This is them. I think Poe does a reboot, but I think he surprises us and does remember, and then we're going to kind of question what is personhood. I think we're going to get. I think Calcrest. I think it is her. I think somehow she found a way to modify herself, and I think she's the one that's kind of evolved, and she's trying to figure it all out. But maybe doing so warps some of the memories. And what else do we? I think Trepp is going to be an interesting character because I still don't know what was that thing that she did, and she
like
shocked.
an EMP.
Some sort of
Yeah.
EMP.
Like
so I think she's got some other things
There's
to
some
reveal
kind
about
of
her history and how
modification.
she got modified. So I'm excited for that. I think Trepp is going to be a huge character.
I think the inference is that it was part of like the Bounty Hunters Guild or something because she.
Well, 'cause that's what the person turned
he
in,
had,
yeah?
other coils,
Yeah.
and then he was like, "I'll just take yours too."
Oh,
So
okay.
I think it has something to do with it.
So.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll get more of that, or maybe not. Maybe that was it. But
Yeah, I
We'll
thought it was
definitely
like
get
her.
more of it,
I thought it
yeah.
was her artistic. Like, this is my function and aesthetic, but it does seem like other people have a similar thing.
Yeah, because she was talking about how like the guild has a big price on his head because he kind of like he shot them in
Killed
the back,
others,
basically.
yeah.
He betrayed him.
And then obviously more about Trepp would be we saw there's an image.
I think it's her
and
brother.
Her brother, yeah. So
I don't think it's a lover. I want to say it's a brother.
yeah. So I think.
Ooh, or it could be a son. It could be a
Oh,
child
it could be
because
anybody,
age
'cause,
is
yeah,
semi-irrelevant
yeah.
with what you look like, but
Yeah.
somebody obviously close to her
Yeah.
that she has a bounty to find out where that is.
Yeah, so I think we're gonna get. Obviously, we're gonna get some more information
Yeah.
on that. So we get very excited. So
It could be a lover, especially
be.
with that line when the girl
Ooh,
comes
you have
in.
it so off. Yeah.
and we're not
yeah.
getting. We're not getting. I'm expecting more chemistry between her and Kovacs, but we're not quite getting that chemistry
Please
yet.
don't.
And it might be. And it might be because
I
yeah,
don't-
this is a
again.
love-
They don't
not
need
again.
chemistry. No, it's okay.
No, you're good. You're good on the chemistry.
I would have rathered her be with the bartender
And-
person.
The chemistry is gonna come from Kovacs and what's her name in Harlan and Harlan's daughter.
Oh yeah,
She's way too hot to
But I'm one thing. I am losing Kovacs' accent here. Did you guys notice that he? For me, it seemed like he almost had an accent in the first episode, and then he's completely lost it in episode 2.
I did not notice, but if he did, I'd go with assimilation of you're just hearing that noises around you and you adjust it anyways.
Pay no attention.
Because he definitely sounded like I would want to say someone who had more of an Asian accent, especially in that first scene when he first went into the what he meant
the
To-
drug den, essentially. Yeah. When he went, the
When he met with the
Yakuza.
yeah, and even the first minutes when he was first cast into the
Even when he
sleeve.
spoke English?
Yeah, to me, I heard it, and then I'm completely not hearing it at all.
Well, also, if this body is new and its voice is new to him, maybe there
But
could
you
be
would-
some tinkering with it a little bit.
Yeah, but you would think it would have sounded more like the other sleeve than, his original self.
I didn't notice. Did you notice?
We're going back to the tape.
Is he trying harder when he says the Japanese words or not?
Yeah, so yeah.
Maybe they didn't sound as fluid
I mean, he
this
sounded
time.
more like
maybe.
himself. Like he sounded more of an American to me. You know?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I have to go.
He's more comfy in his skin.
Yeah.
Haha.
I have to go back and watch. But thank you guys for joining us. We're going to be back for episode 3. I'm Shaka Smith, joined by my lovely co-host.
Hey, what's up? My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane.
Oh, that's so smooth. What's up, guys? My name's Nate Miller. You can find me everywhere at Dog Like Nate.
And you guys can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at Shaka Strong. See you guys in one episode.
See ya.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.